That shit getting in the way.
Would you like to hear? Would you like to cringe at you from 30 seconds ago? God, I can't believe you said things back when you were that young. What an idiot.
Oh man.
Good thing we've learned since then.
I'm so much wiser and angrier now.
In 30 seconds. Oh, we can just float around a lot. It is really interesting just floating around the base, but it's also really awkward that you have to be within range of a power pole all the time.
I think that's a very interesting mechanic. I actually quite like it, but it is a little surprising that they have that limitation.
Just get thrown in a hole every now and then.
Yeah. I think that, you know, obviously having the ability to fly around in the game for the sake of exploration and navigating everything would be super overpowered. It'd be kind of nice if, like, there's like an end tier thing in the game that just is like unlimited flight. But
it requires a nuclear energy rod every 10 minutes or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just need to jam a hard
there
rod
was a
into it every
jetpack,
10
but
minutes.
it didn't let you float the way this does, and it required like natural fuel or some shit, which is a huge pain.
I remember, yeah, that it required like gasoline or other fuels or something or other.
Yeah, but just most importantly, it was very much a platformer item and not a base building item, because you couldn't like hover in place and work on your base or anything, so it was kind of trash for the reason you'd actually want one most of the time. There's a ladder replacer.
Where were we done left? Oh, this pink
I believe we're working on these two blender things we were floating by when we logged off, which is a cooling system that requires heat sinks, rubber, water, and nitrogen gas. And that's got these two pipes coming in here. I think I painted nitrogen pink last time, maybe after you logged off.
Yeah, it's a little dildo looking now.
Blue is water and white is aluminum and yellow is sulfur. And so I was like, all right, well, pink, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a brave color choice. Because
nitrogen gas is also white, and I'm like, but we already have the alumina, which is white, and I'm not repainting that.
No, totally fair.
So enjoy your ribbed dildo rods that go up to the blender to deposit their white fluid.
I didn't know that I was joining to have a good time.
Oh, it's always a good time in these streams, baby.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this industrial storage container. It is pumping out heat sinks. Heat sinks are weird because we need them, but they're also a raw material for the blenders. So I don't know what to think of that.
Oopsie.
Well, I don't know. If we ever need heat sinks, we can just come in and just rip them out of the machine.
What do we need heat sinks for?
I don't know. I think that they might be like a base thing that we need. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that we use heat sinks in recipes, but also just like, I don't know.
Use your words.
I'm really fucking tired today. I don't know why. I have a huge migraine.
Oh no.
So that's not been great. I'm gonna take the heat sinks up to the second floor, and because I know they have to go up there anyway, and I don't want to overthink this.
Yeah, I'm making a detour for copper sheets.
Yeah. Because
I don't have any left, and you use those for all the pipes. There you go. They're good thing to stack for 200. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tired day today for me too.
Yeah.
I woke up at a certain time and I was like, yeah, I think that's enough. And then as the hours of like getting through your wake up hours, because it takes like hours to realize, to get to the level of like what you're gonna be like that day, I realized actually maybe that wasn't enough.
Oh,
Maybe the
yeah.
tiredness I was feeling wasn't just morning tiredness, but I don't have enough sleep tiredness, and I was wrong about it, my math of when I fell asleep or whatever. I'm riding a little bit of a wake-up high from being fucking traumatized by Subnautica, so...
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
I'm a little more awake than I was a couple hours ago. But I would trade it for the world.
I mean, I'm assuming that there were sharks and other deep-sea fangly fishes.
It's a nasty little game.
Yeah.
Does it have mean little dickhead?
Well, good. I'm glad that you found something to occupy your time and help you relax after stressful days, and fill your dreams with sweet nightmares.
It's that game exists.
Yeah. Ow. Okay.
Enjoy the
that
deep
was
sea
weird.
horrors.
My hover pack just gave up, and
Neat.
I plunged.
Is it because you were out
down.
of range of stuff?
No, well, I mean, yes, but that wasn't a problem up until I then plunged. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't out of range
was-
until the exact moment where I was out of range.
I
I don't understand the problem.
I was flying over a power line the whole time. It's just I was kind of far away, and what the fuck? Why is it not doing it right now?
Is it based on the lines or the poles?
Oh, it's based on the poles.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Okay, these behave a little differently than the way I had assumed that they would.
It's a bit of a weird experience.
Yeah. It's like a weird sort of combination of your distance from the pole, but also like it's pseudo fuel like. It's odd, an odd mechanic. I guess intuitively the way that I can work with it, however, is just stay near the poles.
Yeah.
Just stay near the poles. Don't think about it too much.
Trying to go over abysses.
Yeah.
The abysses will make you their bitches. One of the dumbest sentences I've ever said.
It's pretty bad. You need to play more Subnautica to stay more awake, apparently.
I just gotta keep taking breaks in the middle of Satisfactory to get jump scared by something.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Just
It
keep
is very good for your
Just
psychology.
keep a GIF of the most recent Leviathan reveal on my other's monitor the entire time, keeping me alert. At the corner of my eye is my death just coming. Yeah, there's more stand up there if you want to attach. Oh wait, there's already two below it. I forgot that I already left two spaces at the bottom. So you can snake it. You can feed it through those stands so that there's space to split it off as you go. It's under the pipes.
Oh, the stands. Oh,
Yeah.
Classy. Okay.
Because then you can split it off to each of the locations without having, and then it'll be able to run in parallel with the other one.
Yeah, this is so good for organization. Which person in chat came up with this one?
You went straight for the top one.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna
Why
have
is
to
that a problem?
because it might be in the way of bringing the next one in, which, if it comes in on this side, will be over the top of this potentially.
Oh, fair.
You always start on the
I
bottom.
guess this is closer, so it makes sense to.
Let's see.
I don't know. You have to kind of play it by ear. There's probably no.
I forgot that I put these here.
hard
Yeah,
and fast
I'll
rule.
delete these then.
So you just kind of plonk the splitters like just in the middle of the track, basically. There's not really anything else you need to do.
You line up the splitter. You line up the splitter with the port you're trying to go to.
Sure.
And then you either feed it directly in, or if it's high enough, then you use a lift to bring it down, and then feed it in.
Okay. That's so classy. And,
yeah,
and
we
planned
used it
out.
downstairs in this building already.
I know. I watched you do it as opposed to me doing it.
So you didn't internalize anything.
No.
So next up is rubber. Fuck. Petroleum.
Yeah, rubber's a problem.
products.
Rubber's a really bad
We never have that
problem.
much petroleum.
Ow.
Am I alive?
I'm gonna
I'm
put
alive.
that there, and I'm gonna hope that that lined up in a
Are
way that's
any of the
aesthetically pleasing.
Ah! That's a rubber right there.
Yeah, there's rubber just below us.
That's good that there's already rubber.
Yeah. Now there was a reason that I chose this, and then I forgot it, and then I remembered, and then I forgot it, and then I remembered, and it's because the rubber's right here.
Don't fall to my death. That is bad for me.
Oh, ow. Yeah, that... Boy, when you're floating above the base and you fall to your death, you're giving death a little bit of a head start on you.
You're meeting death in the middle
Yeah.
of your own organs.
We're gonna start the stream off with a big win here. With the thing that
We're
I don't
going
remember
to start
quite
the
what we're
stream
beating.
off with a major character death. Next time on Satisfactory, someone will die.
Is it Bird? He's already died 300 times.
No, shut up.
Maybe.
But this thing needs water and nitrogen gas. What's in this thing? Why is it not?
This is water. It's just not any flow going up to it.
This pipe's empty and not attached to anything. I see the problem.
Oh, yeah, this was supposed to be the water thing, but I guess
Yeah.
neither of us actually...
No, I think I just preset this stand from the end of last session, and it was like, the water will come later. So I was making
Yeah,
the tower. But
now is later.
Now I'm
gonna
realizing
fall.
there's no
That's
water.
a fall.
You're trying
No,
to
I'm
die
fine.
of death. It's bad for you.
No, it's okay. It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler? Your death is a spoiler? You're spoiling
mean-
us with dying. Finally.
If you're trying to capture the magic of the stupid ass sentence you said earlier, then I'm afraid you're still missing that mark.
I don't even
FYI.
remember what it was anymore.
I don't remember either.
Cool.
Well,
Let's see.
so
there's
ended
water.
that thought. What a beautiful one it were. Okay, so we have a big old fluid buffer, but this is like super inconsistent, right, with how much fluid it's gonna have, because it's just kind of the runoff of the manufacturing process from the other blenders, right?
I'm just gonna bring the water in from the source.
Yeah,
instead
that
of
seems fair. Yeah, that seems like a good call. Just
I don't-
give it some wawa.
Don't trust that shit.
I wouldn't trust that shit either. So I'm very proud of your decision here. We need to put, what are they? Pumpy Mick this pipeline pumps. Those are it.
All little kids with their pipeline pumps better run better.
Okay then.
Song about school shootings.
I feel like I'm gonna have to put in some heavy lifting on this stream. Oh shit, I wasn't ready for that. Do we put the pipeline pumps on the... Kind of doesn't really matter.
that my
I
only
guess.
blue
I don't
one?
know where we're supposed to put them.
Guess so.
Just along. I'm just gonna do along, and that'll be good enough.
I mean, usually just put a really strong one near the beginning, and that's enough.
Okay. Wasn't in my experience, but you probably actually planned this shit instead of whatever.
I mean,
You know.
the Mark II is like 50 meters. It's got a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
true.
head lift.
Yeah. Okay.
It solves many a
okay.
problem.
Well, let's see. Let's just look over here and
It is
see.
effective enough to deserve some kind of infomercial shouty boy in the 2000s TV sphere.
It didn't have enough. We must go down a little bit more.
Let's see.
Is that the mark of whether you like the product or not? Is whether it had an infomercially shouty boy?
Nah, but it's like the sign that wow, it just works. It's such a miracle product. This guy's gonna blow your mind about how fucking crazy this thing is, apparently.
Holy shit, dog! Look at this thing I found.
See, that's probably enough head lift already. It's probably set up.
It's not.
46.5. Well, it's got to fill the pipe up. It takes time.
Oh, okay.
Recommended head lift max is 50. It looks like it's capping at 46.6.
Oh, hang on. Are you telling me that the pump basically just starts at the base? And that applies to the entire length of the pump? Or the pipeline?
I mean, you put it where it is, and it pumps water upward the amount it says it will.
Okay, so if I...
So it'll pump... I put it at the bottom where I made the split.
Okay.
I put it right after where I made the split, and it'll keep pumping through this pipeline until this pipeline goes up by more than 50 meters.
Okay, what if I put two pumps, like, right next to each other?
I don't think it goes faster or anything.
Yeah.
So if it's already doing the job, I think you just didn't do anything.
Okay. I mean, I didn't do anything yet because I was observing, and then I looked over to see where you're putting the pump, and I saw that you were putting it all the way back there.
Looks like these are all full
really
of water.
Interesting. They kind of... I feel like the pumps... They work, but I feel like the mechanic itself is a little half-assed. But maybe we're just not seeing it at its full acidness.
I mean, it makes the water go until the pipe goes up by more than 50 meters.
Yeah. Nah. If Marty was here, he'd agree with me.
The main fucky mechanic is that there's a little hologram that you auto lock onto when you're placing your next pump, and that one always seems to be too far. Yeah. And it always seems to not quite reach that.
Yeah, I've always noticed that. So that I guess that's why I was getting a little bit confused. I was following the holograms.
So that seems to be the only real problem, though.
Yeah.
If you just check the pump, you can see its maximum head lift and its current head lift, and as long as the one number doesn't reach the other one, then that means it's within its capacity and you're set. Ever since we got 50s, the problem pretty much went away because we almost never pump higher than that. Like that makes sense. Even how much we climbed just now, which is pretty far, was only 46.
Yeah. All right.
So I haven't had to put a series of Mark 1s on the same pipe for a while.
Well, cool.
We're making cooling systems. It is cool.
We got cooling systems. They're pretty fucking slow.
Pretty fucking cool.
So we gotta kill a bunch of time.
They're rad as well. We gotta make the other thing completely. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that thing?
Let's see, and I'll pump more. I'm gonna pump my crystals in this thing to make it go faster. 250%. That'll make us Wow, that almost might have made too much. I put 3 crystals in, and it looks like between the 2 of them, we'll be making about 30 cooling systems per minute.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what the other thing is for particle enrichment, and the only way to look
is a turbo motor. It's a thing plus a motor plus a rubber plus the cooling system. But I don't know what radio control unit. I see. So it's a radio control unit, a motor, a cooling system, and rubber.
So it requires other thing.
Where are radio control units made? They're over here. We make them very slowly. It probably doesn't matter, though.
4 cooling systems, 2 radio control units, motor, rubber. So redundant use of rubber. we're going to be taxing that line.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember where radio control units are made.
They're basically on the far
It's probably a
northeast
manufacturer.
side of the base. They're basically on one of our borders, next to where we're making all the rubber and other thingies. I'm floating over it right now. Just trying to think where we should put this. Are we schlepping any motors over here?
Maybe.
I can't tell. It looks like we aren't.
Considering
Which is
rubber
not-
and cooling systems are involved, it's probably easiest to have the radio control units go to where the cooling systems are being made and be just put up on the next floor up.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then motors can meet us in the middle, coming from the other direction.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And then
All
the other
right.
two things are just already there. I can't fly. There's no power poles in this whole area. I could have died.
Wow, conveyor lifts are damn near overpowered, especially when you can fly.
They seem nice until you have to then figure out. Yeah, making go that nice seems that high seems neat at first, and then you realize how impossible it is to make it go forward
It's
from
not-
there.
Yeah, it's not long enough. It won't be long enough to reach to the stars.
It's frustrating, but yeah, you can't place conveyors like in the air.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it was just like, I know I want to make like conveyor stack thing, but then it don't.
Annoyingly, even if you want to use like a conveyor pole, it often won't like let you place the conveyor.
Right.
Unless the ground is clear, like it'll be red. And it's like, no, I don't want to place the conveyor down there though. I just want to make it. I just want to start there and then go up with the pole. But it's like, fuck, I gotta make a whole separate hotkey just for poles because it won't let me do the easy way. You gotta place the pole first, then also, but then because you're not using it from conveyor view, that means you don't know if the pole is gonna be in range. So you just place the pole tentatively and hope it's in conveyor range. Then he's like, I want it to go there, and like, well, conveyor can't reach that far. And you're like, fuck. If only there was a one-click solution for this that already existed that you won't let me use for some reason.
You don't really grind my gears.
No, it really grinds my gears.
It's the same thing as when you want to place power lines. And it's like, no, I want to be Mark IIs. Says, yeah, well, the whole auto-placing sequence only happens with the Mark 1s. It's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Never want to place a Mark 1 again. They're bad for my environment. They're not future-proofing. They're not future-proofed.
No, they're not future-proof at all. They have planned obsolescence built into them, just like everything else in this godforsaken game.
And real life.
Mm-hmm.
Egads. Alright, here's the motors.
Oh, I hate when it does this shit. Ah!
Are these motors
I put
currently
something,
being
but then the
fed
netcode
downstairs? Where are
What?
these motors going?
I don't know.
Oh, into this modular engine maker. Okay. Just not really doing anything now. Okay. I found the motors floor and saw that they were being fed into a lift, which is normal, but that lift was going to a previous floor, and I'm like, that's not what we're going for with these towers. You had snuck a space elevator thing into one of those floors.
Yeah, it was probably clever at the time.
Let's see. Oh, I need to hijack onto the top of my dumb system over here.
Jeez. My right hand is doing this really cool thing recently where it hurts really bad.
Neat.
Yeah, it's a neat little trick.
Yeah, because you had to take a break. Was it this game last week or another something? You had to
Yeah, it was
sit
like
out
2
like
weeks
last
ago.
week for a while.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago because my wrist was hurting. It's because I got a really crappy keyboard for my work laptop, and I just need to replace it.
That shit sucks.
It's okay.
Not that okay.
They can take my hands, but they can never take my brain.
Like, it's not that okay. It's like permanent RSI problems.
Nothing's permanent. I'm just banking on getting that shit
Till
like
death do you part, I guess.
This is Cyberpunk. Just wait for Cyberpunk.
Just
to fix
wait
it.
for Cyberpunk as a premise to save you from your RSI.
Yeah, dude. Everything works out great in Cyberpunk.
That's definitely what the genre is known for. No argument
When you
there.
look at Cyberpunk, you just think, ooh, cool tech stuff.
Yeah. Lasers. Literally.
Lasers.
There's just lasers in your eyes, which makes everything else go over your head.
Yeah.
But like in
it's
a cool way where you're smart and right about things.
And it's just like, ooh, corporations, those are neat.
Yep.
And then
they make
like,
life so
neon
convenient
signs.
with no downsides.
Neon signs in Hong Kong. Sign me up for Cyberpunk.
I think I read something that was interesting, was the idea that like all of like it became like a thing that people love because like there's a whole fascination with Eastern culture and stuff like that, and so it's like, oh my god, Japanese stuff, so cool. But like the origins, I think, of the heavy Japanese stuff and like Chinese stuff in Cyberpunk was because of a xenophobic like fear that like that's like they're taking over basically. It's like the future is Asian, and so I was like, oh, the scary future stuff. You should be afraid that it's full of Asian stuff. But everyone's just like, wee. So it completely backfired aesthetically, I guess. It's pretty funny.
I have no clue. I mean, the problem with analyzing the cyberpunk genre is that you have to read books, and so I'm out. So there you go. Yeah, cyberpunk books are cool, but they're all like
Books.
80s. They're like a little dated for my tastes.
I can't
I
deal
don't know.
with slightly outdated documentation. I need smeared
yeah, no.
phones.
It's the worst.
How can I ever believe a cyberpunk future without an Apple Watch? It's like they didn't even try to predict the future.
Does China still consider Hong Kong as theirs in Cyberpunk? It's almost fucking sad, honestly, to play like old Cyberpunk games that take place in an independent HongOng. And it's just like, oh, this sucks.
Oh no.
Like they predicted everything but that, apparently.
If I were to guess, if they're talking about the Cyberpunk game, then I would say they probably carefully avoided ever acknowledging that Hong Kong ever existed, because if they touch that, it doesn't go well, because the GOG, which is CD Projekt Red, are definitely China cowards that are afraid of China and don't want China to be mad, because when the sequel, the spiritual successor to Detention came out, which was Devotion, that's the game that had the meme about the Winnie the Pooh comparison to their leader, and got immediately taken off Steam the week it came out. They announced that it was coming out on Steam, on GOG, like 6 months ago, and immediately the same day retracted that, quote unquote, due to feedback from gamers. And it's like, no, you due to feedback from your fucking other part of your company being like, what are you doing? China's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, dude, I heard all about that, and man.
Yep.
Oh god, I don't want to be edgy, but I really want to just I want to be a slight shitlord. and just be like, man, West Taiwan's gonna really be pissed off about this.
West Taiwan.
Yeah. No, I saw somebody posted
really
a map on like some subreddit, and it was just like they just referred to China as West Taiwan, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of brutal.
Mm-hmm. That's when he uses manufacturers.
Oh, the radio control units were along the entire belt the entire time. I just can't see because of netcode. It's really weird to play this game and feel like there's a freaking like
you were building a connection to it, but you couldn't see like where it was. Oh, I'm short on plastic.
Yeah,
or the manufacturer.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird playing this game knowing that there's like a death count, like a death clock that I don't know what will like when it will happen. I just know that like the time of this series will end, and when it does, it will be shit.
Yeah, it making me sad.
Okay,
Maybe
so I brought the radio control units. Oh, you're building a higher floor. I'm assuming that this top floor over the blenders is where you want the radio control units to go. That makes sense.
I need 100 plastic to make 2 manufacturers, and plastic is the thing we don't have much of. I might have to just sit here on the conveyor and grab every plastic as it comes by until I have 100. That's just the sign of a desperate person. 59. Yeah, no. That's why I was already shopping around for what might be our next game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Monster Hunter World. Doing maybe.
That's Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah, not Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, so it's the question of whether or not you wanted to play a 2-player co-op Monster Hunter Pokemon game. But I also still need to look into whether or not the co-op works the way I'd want it to for a series, or if it's just like, or if it's like Pokemon Sword and Shield, where it's like, for 5 minutes you can play a raid with your friends for a bit at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what I mean. If it's co-op like Temtem, but also better than Temtem, then that'd be neat.
Yeah.
It's like with the
great with tier unlocks. I don't know what tier unlocks the hover pack, but it is super nice to use, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
no, we had it for a
building...
while, but had forgotten that we'd gotten it at some point.
I remember when we used to use ladders. That sucked. And then there was also our giant experiment with building this huge ramp down to the top of that one building to carry our bauxite or whatever, which was admittedly hilarious, but also very upsetting. And how much easier that could have been if we had the ability to jetpack.
Oh, yeah.
This is basically just like, here's
doable.
Minecraft creative mode. Enjoy.
I mean, it was entertaining its own way. Like the audience having to watch me figure out how to build a man cannon or whatever the fuck, a hypertube straight up the wall. When the straight up the wall part is like several lengths higher than you can actually build a tube at once, so to keep figuring out how to get to the next spot to build the connection. A lot of like death drops. Did you have enough parts to make the manufacturers?
I can make I can make a couple. I think it looks like I can make a.
Like I went and got enough to make 2.
Looks like I can make 2. We probably don't need 4 in total, right? That seems like a lot.
So far we've been making 2 per step, and we could scale from there if we need to.
Okay, I'm gonna put down 2 then.
That is an interesting direction.
Oh, there's not enough room on the opposite side, is there? No. Okay.
Yeah, you want to leave space for us to put the storage container. So it can all feed into something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. They're so big.
Yeah.
Where are the motors going to be coming from? I guess we can loop them around the sides that you're leaving.
Takes.
Okay.
The motors are over here.
Okay.
Let's see. That's 4 materials? Yeah, and they're all conveyor pull type. Okay. I'm creating the stack so we can do this. So just feed the radio control units into one of the sides. They can run parallel to it all.
I'll just do that from the conveyor lift, unless it's too steep. We'll see.
I'm falling to my death. Okay, I'm back. Everything's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the left side of the top rung. That seems like that will be the least restrictive. Yeah, okay. That makes sense to do it here.
Yep.
That was weird.
I'm all out of encased bullshit.
Do you want to borrow some of my encased bullshit? Nah, okay. You can fly out.
Do you have like
fine.
hundreds of encased bullshit, or do I need to?
Let me look how much encased bullshit I have. I got 150-ish encased bullshit. Yeah, you should probably just go get more encased bullshit.
All right. Gotta slowly descend to the floor, which going down feels like it takes too long.
Yeah.
Holding C. But the other alternative is to jump. And now that I'm on the ground, I can put on my blade. Where the fuck are my blade runners? They're there. So many items. Yeah, I'm gonna go get thousands of encased bullshit. We're actually making comically fast progress this session and last session, because everything we need is actually kind of already here. We just need to build the thing that makes it each time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go on
It's
like a
kind of nice
4-hour expedition to bring like the nickel over or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. What are we even going to talk about?
Anything.
We keep talking about the game, and it's making me uncomfortable and angry.
Yeah. Terrifying. Yeah, let's talk about other games instead. But no, the like on the topic of the, I feel a little bad bringing up during the stream because now people are going to be teased on the idea of a playthrough that might not get. But
yeah, as soon as I said the name of the game that we were barely
it's like, what have you done?
Considering, I was like, whoops, that was a promise.
Yep. I try not to ever talk about the future, but now the cat's out of the bag.
No, it's
maybe
not.
Maybe I'll just come back after Wednesday when this video's up and just be happy that there's just a bunch of research done for me, so I don't have to. By the comment section. But no, I gotta figure out if it has a full co-op campaign or some kind of full bullshit nonsense. Like, oh yeah, we put co-op on the sticker, but it's full of lies. Like in No Man's Sky, where it was literally lies.
Wow, it's so cool that people found each other. I love that tweet so much.
It's so fucking mind-blowing to me that they literally shipped it with it on the label saying that the game had co-op and multiplayer, and then they had to
I thought they covered it up.
Yeah, they had to put stickers. Like, they had to ship out stickers to all the GameStops and whatnot for them to put it over the box to replace the part, so that part would now say single player on the PS4 discs. Like, what a fucking disaster. How do you get that far with a lie? You've gone too far.
Apparently the world's built on...
That's sitcom levels of lie.
Apparently the world's built on a lot of honor system, and the world doesn't have a whole lot of honor, does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, my thing is it's charming enough to just like look at in most cases and just hang out with, but I find the Pokemon system to usually be really understimulating. So it's really convenient to play them with like Stephanie and Andrew or you or something. So I played Skyward Sword. I played Shield and Sword with Stephanie and Temtem with Andrew, and then I could play Monster Hunter with you if it has co-op. Because just hanging out alone.
The thing that I dislike about Pokemon is that it has, at least the gameplay of it, is that it's like an illusion of strategy.
Oh, I almost died.
It's always like, okay, there's all these type systems, and like technically stuff has strengths and weaknesses, but you can also just get the Mewtwo and just fucking rock everybody. Like, there's nothing, like, there's the thing, they just throw out any sense of balance, and they're just like, there's so many overpowered Pokemon. What are we thinking for the rubber? We have rubber close by, but are you planning on just taking the rubber and splitting it again?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That's all it really is. The only way to fix it beyond that, like, there's no reason not to split it because the belts are so fast at this point.
True.
We only run into belt bottlenecking at the actual source of each resource.
Yeah,
if you're
that's
miners,
true.
because they gave us new miners, I think, that we're not using yet, and so those might maybe be faster, or certain things will happen there. Damn it! Ah, fuck. I out of iron. I need to go back for iron rods. I'm always out of something.
I can finish it up. I think I have all the stuff. And then we just wait a little while.
Here's a stack of encased conveyors, encased beams, if you want more. I grabbed a bunch while I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you did. Well, thank you.
Where even are iron rods? Shit.
They're in one of our bases, in the floor next to the iron plates.
Yeah, it's like blue, I think. Blue or white over here. But no, I could definitely see why they would make a Pokemon version of Monster Hunter, because it has the same Pokemon sort of thing where it's like, hey, there's a whole bunch of monsters, but that all have their own fan base and a level of appeal. What if you collected them?
Yeah.
Just like how there's a fucking my nemesis, random bags of figurines of Monster Hunter figures, which I hate that.
Oh, are you talking like a gacha game? What are you talking about?
Like the way that, well, in Japan they sell toys, little figures in mystery boxes in real life.
Yeah.
And so if you want it, then it's like, oh well, get random ones, and maybe you'll eventually get Nargacuca. Oops, you got a bullshit that you don't want. Enjoy that. More waste for the ocean. Throw it in the garbage. It's just like, that's a bummer of a concept.
Mother Earth can always take another one for the team.
It definitely can't. It's not great.
Then how come it keeps happening?
I mean, does take and can take are different concepts.
Okay, so we got the manufacturers.
Look how clean that
pumping out
looks.
Turbo motors.
That poor
Everything's
rubber.
great right now.
We need more petroleum to happen.
These are 2 turbo motors per minute. That ain't much. So we got 50 minutes to kill.
They're both at 250% now, which would work if it wasn't for the fact that they're probably not going to get enough rubber. They need 112 rubber per minute each. Yeah, it's probably not coming on that conveyor.
Okay, yeah, they make 5 per minute now, so it would just be if they were getting the full hog, then they would be we've already destroyed our rubber.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone.
Okay, well, that's fine.
It's basically time to consider finding another source of oil. Well, I actually don't know. Is that? I have no idea what the math is. Is that base using all the oil yet?
Which base?
Our oil spot.
The thing
you worked on that.
The oil.
I have no idea what the oil harvesting rate is versus how much is being consumed. So I don't know if we can just add more buildings or not.
It's been such a long time since I looked at this place.
But we need more rubber.
So, I don't know.
Unfortunately, if you want to see the rate at which the oil is being harvested, you have to go all the way to the other side. Although there is a thing that takes you most of the way.
Yeah. Okay, so this refinery, 50 out of 6.
Oh yeah. I should see if we have enough coolant to fill in that part of the thing.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check, are all the refineries working? So this one is not. This one that's making plastic is just sitting here. So something's already. So some buffer's already full. I can tell you that much, at least for one of them. Same story with this one. This one has also got some fuel fluid buffer things that are. Yep, I'm pretty sure we just have some full fluid buffers. Which just are
find something to dump, I guess.
Yep. I mean, it'd be a shame to dump all this fuel, but also
What do we use it for?
Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't
just,
really.
If we're not consuming it, then I don't know what to do with it. It'll just come back.
Well, this is kind of nice. So I figured out why this one plastic refinery is not outputting any of its plastic. Do you want to know why?
Is it not connected to anything?
It is not connected to anything.
All right, we currently we've got over half of the coolers, whatever.
All right, full pipe network. We're just flushing that just straight down the turlet. There it goes. Yep. Straight into endangered Turtle Lake. Yay!
Yeah, that could be a decent hangout, shoot the shit kind of game.
Okay,
yeah.
I guess you don't consider me a hardcore gamer.
What? I mean, this
like
there's clearly a style of game we play in this time slot.
Yeah.
For me, what drives me crazy about Pokemon is partly the fact that, like, they only have 4 moves each, and so much of combat is hitting something with its elemental weakness so that it dies in one hit.
Yep.
It's like I've seen Stephanie play, and I've seen other people play, and it's just like a bunch of fights where people one-shot each other, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not very interesting.
Absolutely. That happens constantly, I feel. Like, everything does just tons of damage. Every attack does so much damage.
It goes back
like,
somewhat to the idea of, like, it is just like it's hard to make interesting turn-based combat, or turn-based combat that interests me, I guess.
Maybe.
Because so many people seem to love it.
Keeps encroaching on clearance. Who would have thought that this area would end up being a little cramped to develop on?
Mm-hmm.
Put that there.
No one could have predicted.
That is correct. Nobody could have predicted it.
So this thing just
everybody
wasn't plugged into anything at all?
Nope. This one was just, it was a free agent.
Womp womp. We have 71 printable coupons. Jesus.
Saying free agent in that context was...
I'm pressing it. Yay.
Remarkably incorrect use of the term free agent. I'm kind of impressed with myself.
There's just so many, like, oil residue gravel things being jammed into this thing all day that we had 71 coupons. I'm gonna see if there's anything worth buying, like from the new update or something.
I don't think there's anything left from the store.
Is there even anything we haven't bought yet? Some foundation stuff. Factory railing, exciting.
Oh.
No, we've basically hit the point where you just say screw it and buy like beacons and parachutes and explosives with it.
There's statues.
Yeah, the statues are there.
To the golden nut.
The nut. Let's see. Let's finish filling this thing in. Foundations. Just gonna finish buying every single thing we have never unlocked yet. There's only a couple of things left. Buy all. That's 28 coupons. Or tickets or vouchers or whatever.
Well, hopefully with this addition of more plastics into our systems, I'm wondering if it'll finally fix why mysteriously a bunch of our stuff has never been working at nearly the throughput I expected it to. Like, maybe. I did all this math a long time ago, and I was like, I thought I balanced everything, but yet it never worked out. And it's probably because we legitimately did not have all of our plastic.
Maybe. It's definitely been in high demand for a long time.
Yeah.
Which can cause all sorts of problems. Let's see.
Okay, so this doesn't really answer the question of our crude oil, but it looks like we could probably I think that we might be able to use more. I think we could probably put some more like rubber makers.
Maybe. I'm scaling up all of our tracks that carry plastic
Sounds
and
good.
rubber because they could hit
I'm
a
just gonna use
bottleneck because they're feeding through the whole
I'm
base
just-
on one track.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet and use the hypertube, and I'll tell you how much oil we're schlumping. Wow.
So we want these things jammed into our
Majesty
base as
of-
fast as possible.
The majesty of the hypertube.